Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Thomas if you're brand new, and I make style and hair related videos every single week. So if that's your kind of thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And welcome to my third installment of what used to be called Judging My Subscribers' Hair, which is now going to be called Reviewing My Subscribers' Hair. Who am I to judge people? You know what I mean? Like I feel like okay, cool, we get the idea, but I don't particularly like the term that I'm judging my subscribers' hair. I'd rather have it as a fun, interactive way for me to talk to you guys, bring your photos up on screen, and sort of, yeah, just look at your hair, how it's growing, and answer any questions that you guys have. So again, like I did in the last video, there's a link in the description box that will take you to a page that allows you to submit a picture. So if you do want to submit your picture to me to have a look at and present in one of these videos, that link will be alive forever, and I encourage you to go and submit me a picture because I love looking at them. Seriously, that it can be a little bit overwhelming, but it's actually really fun. And the funnest part is bringing it all together and, you know, sitting here with you guys and looking at our hair. So make sure you do that, and without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the first cab off the rank today is Caleb Patawi. He didn't give me his Instagram handle, but this entry was a really, really cool one, different to any that I saw before, and he actually submitted videos, right? So everyone else has seemed to just submit pictures so far. Caleb actually didn't only just submit videos, but he submitted a time lapse of his hair growth to date. So that's why I had to choose this one. Now, if we go and have a look, I'll show you the two videos that he submitted before the time lapse. So he's actually given me a before and an after video. So where his hair was at before he actually started growing it. And we can see here, so this is Caleb's before. Very nice. Very short. Looks like he had a fade there. Okay. He's so smiley too. And then this is his after one. Whoa, look at that craze. I totally relate to this hair, actually. I can't believe how smiley he is as well. That made it so much better. Then he submitted his time lapse, which we will all watch together right now because we know that I love watching these. So this is Caleb's. 3, 2, 1, play. So cool. He gets the angle pretty much the same every time. Holy moly, man. Does anybody else feel like watching time lapses is the most psycho thing? I love that. All right, so that is Caleb's entry that he put in. Love the time lapse, dude. Thank you so much for that. And now it's time to get onto your question. So your question, or Caleb's question, was, my hair gets super poofy when it dries. What's the best product to make it how it looks while it's damp? It's curly when damp, but it still falls down. Also, my hair's a little bit longer than the last video, about 4 months later. So I don't know how long you've been growing it for, but I'm guessing that you took all of those videos 4 months ago, I'm guessing. Cool. Anyway, so moving on to the question, hair super poofy when it dries. I can totally relate to that. And what you want to try and do is weigh it down with certain products. So the poofiness, usually poofy hair is quite dry. So I would always recommend a leave-in conditioner for anybody that's got hair, especially like yours. We have very similar hair type. So I would invest in a leave-in conditioner for yourself and also try out some flaxseed gel. I noticed flaxseed gel really helps add that weight. But the cool thing about it is it doesn't dry like a normal gel. So it still gives you that weight and can give the curl a bit of a drop, but yeah, you need to use product in order to do it. There's no way, you can't really walk around like with a bloody spray bottle all day wetting your hair trying to get that damp look. Like that just wouldn't work. And it also depends on like whether you're, you know, wanting a wet look or not. The cool thing with flaxseed gel, like I just said, is when it dries, it doesn't dry like a normal gel. It sort of gives that shape and forms some definition, but also gives it a bit of weight to drop it down. So I would invest in those two things, maybe a flaxseed gel and a leave-in conditioner. But if you still have trouble with that, I would even use more product to weigh it down, something like Claymation or even Monarch Matte Paste. I found those work really, really well for giving me sort of that down hair because I totally struggle with the outness as well. It's just about the length and what products you use in it. So thank you so much for your time lapse. I really enjoyed watching that, and I hope my answer was of use. So the next cab off the rank is Nate Dennis. So his Instagram handle is NateDennis_. Thank you so much for submitting your pictures. Now, I don't know whether to go with your question first or your pictures, because seriously, dude, you have the look. There's not many people that just look great with like loose, long hair, and I feel like you really nailed that. Love the color, and I feel like you've got that real like Brock O'Hearn look. Like, my genuine thoughts on your pictures, like this is my favorite one right here. I thought it showed off the color and your eyes, and like, I think this one looks the best. I had trouble kind of picking them all, to be honest. But you look like one of those people that's like Brock O'Hearn, that can have the long hair and look good on any angle. I was a little bit disappointed that you didn't submit any side profile shots or backs or show us in the bun, but judging by these pictures, I feel like you would look good with them either way. I actually think if your hair was a little bit longer, it would look, I think the longer you get it, the sicker it's gonna look. You've got like that real Aryan look. That's a thing, isn't it? Aryan, like with the blonde and the blue. So I was really impressed with that. Maybe a little bit jealous because of the color and just the type of hair you have. And when I saw your question, I was like, what? So Nate's question was, I've been growing my hair out for 14 months and been considering cutting it lately. Cutting it. When will I know to make the big chop? The short answer to that, Nate, judging by these pictures, is never. If you ever cut that hair, oh my God, I'd be so devastated, because genuinely you look really good for it. Your face has got that nice shape, and I think it would be a real shame if you did. But no, I think it would be a real shame if you chopped all this off, because I genuinely think it looks really good and it looks fire. So, but hey, each to their own, and if you feel like cutting it, you bloody go for it, mate. I'm just telling you that you look great, and I'm very happy to have you as a part of this community. And 14 months, that's a milestone, man. Like, that's hard to get to. All right, moving on to the next one. So the next one we've got is from Marcus, and Marcus's IG handle is _Victus_. So hello Marcus, thank you so much for submitting your image. The reason I chose your image actually was I really admired the length and the two-tone color that you have in your undercut. So Marcus has, here, judging by this picture, has the disconnected undercut, but it's a really, really long one. And that's one hairstyle that I just haven't seen much lately. I don't know if it's because I've been growing like a full man bun and I haven't been paying a lot of attention, but I feel like the undercut's something I don't see a lot. And I just really like the two-tone look and how long you have it. I did go and peek at your Instagram. I actually go and check out all of your Instagrams, just saying. I have a little look. And I saw that you are really into guitars, and I saw you playing some chords. I thought that was really dope. And by this image as well, you gave me like real punk rock vibes, and your Instagram certainly did not disappoint. So it was really cool, and I hadn't seen that sort of look for a while, so I thought it was quite unique, and thank you for submitting your image. Now moving on to Marcus's question, what's an easy way to change your hairstyle without making yourself uncomfortable? Ooh, good one. I normally wear my hair to one side and it looked great. More recently, I've been letting it naturally split down the middle on the off side of my widow's peak, and I'm genuinely starting to like it. The issue was that it took me a while to feel comfortable with it. I think this is such a good question. I think that's partially why I chose this one as well. I usually pick ones with interesting questions, so if you are going to submit an image, make sure there's an interesting question, because I like to be able to answer stuff that I can give back to the community or give not just the person who submitted value, you know what I mean? But going back to this question, I think it's so awesome, by the way, that you tested out a new style and it finally grew on you. And that is precisely my point with this one. So I went through this when I first started wearing the man bun. You know, I went from a disconnected undercut, like, so in answer to your question, I think it's really awesome that you went and tried a new style and it eventually grew on you. I think that's the best way to do that. I went through this when I first got my man bun, right? Like I had a disconnected undercut that was really short. And then when I first started wearing the man bun, I was like, what the hell have I done? But it grew on me, right? To some degree, we all have this like inner compass as well that says, yes, this suits you. No, this doesn't. Yes, this does. And you know, if you don't give something a trial or test something out, then you don't really give it the time to work on you. Like same what I did with the man bun, and obviously the same that you've done with your middle part. It's something that you maybe are best off trying at home in private, wearing it around 4 or 5 times. And then if your compass still goes, no, you're going the wrong way, after like the 5th time of wearing it, then I think that's a clear indication that you shouldn't be wearing it. You know what I mean? It is really, really important to explore your personal style, because if you don't test things out like you did with the middle part, then you're just gonna look the same all the time, forever. And that's boring. There's a siren. So kudos to you, and thank you for submitting your image and question. Alrighty, and moving on to the next subscriber. So the next subscriber is Benny. So Benny's IG is Benny_Mendez. So my thoughts on Ben's hair, really, really cool. This is my favorite image. You've got really nice curly hair. You've got one of those interesting curl types that are like ringlets. I've always been really fascinated with your type of hair because compared to your hair compared to my hair, mine's just a big matted mess and can sometimes look good when it's curly. But you have those ringlets and they're something I really admire and I really, really dig them. You also submitted a picture of your man bun, which my honest thoughts on this, I thought your man bun looked like it was pulled really tight. And I think that's a shame to do, particularly with curly hair like yours. Curly hair like yours, when it's in a loose bun, in my opinion, looks really, really freaking good. And I think you could rock something really nice there. That's just like a little tip that I would give you. But going to your question, which is very related to man buns, was what is the best product for curly haired buns? Now, I thought this was a good question. That's why I put it in here. And I do have an answer for that, but it's probably not what you think. So my best recommendation for a curly haired man bun is not any product, it's actually a bobby pin. Yep, that's right. Well, not a bobby pin, probably like several bobby pins. But what I found with bobby pins is they actually help shape the bun. Because curly hair is so unruly and crazy, it can like sort of go off and do whatever it wants, especially when you've got flyaways. And what I find bobby pins are really, really useful for is for pinning it down and holding the man bun in place. It also allows you to like really wisp out those curls and show off how like flary your hair is. Over any product that you could use, getting a bobby pin into it and playing around with it, you like kind of separate it and pin it in. I haven't actually done it in my hair today. I do have a messy man bun tutorial where I do show you how I do that. But honestly, bobby pins, way to go. But if you were looking for like products to actually smooth it over, I think, well, it depends if you're looking for definition or not. It doesn't look like you need any definition, but my perfect rendition of a man bun would be to have this all like smooth and neat, and then I like to have like a crazy messy bun. I feel like that look is really cool. So if you ever wanted to go for that, you could just straighten the front like I do and then use a flaxseed gel to get the flyaways poking down. But really, the best product, I believe, for a man bun is a bobby pin. Thank you so much for submitting your image and question. All right, and that brings us towards the end of this video. So I did only do 4 subscribers this week, particularly because these videos are going so long. I didn't want to keep it going on forever. So what I've done is I've done 4 that I really wanted to like document and sort of give feedback on. But then I've also included some special mentions from you guys because when I thought about it, I was like, there's so many images coming through here. So many of them are so good. Some don't even have questions. And I was like, they still need to be aired and shown to the world. So I just thought we'd do some special mentions right now. So I've got about 5 of you. First one goes out to Jordan. His Instagram handle is Jord_BJJ. We've also got Christian. Christian's handle is Christian_Taurus13. We've also got Kaylin. Kaylin didn't submit an Instagram handle. What the hell, man? We've also got Aman Rak, which is Aman21, and we also have Miguel. I wanted to include Miguel in there because Miguel's part of the Facebook group and I've loved like watching his journey the whole way along. He started with like hair that was this short and it's now like not that long. It's about this long. He's done really, really well and he keeps us updated every week. So yeah, if you guys want to join the Facebook group as well, the link will be in the description box. And that's my special mention. So thank you to all of you for submitting your images. Please visit the link in the description box if you want to submit an image for the next one. And that's about it. It's really fun. Make sure you let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section and I will see you next week for another video. Okay? Goodbye.